Rolling. Rolling. Can I have you clap your hands for me once, please? Perfect.
Oh, you're letting Marsha clap in.
Uh-huh.
I love it. See, I get up from my seat and I lose my jaw. Lose the official title. Welcome to Lifestyle Profiles. I'm Wendi McGowan-Ellis, and today our guest is Marsha Clark. I wanted to have Marsha on today to talk about herself, her history, her company, and everything that she has done for the city of Frisco over the years. So Marsha, welcome.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So tell us your history, where you started and how Frisco has become a part of that story.
I worked with the city in the early 2000s, back when Kathy C.I. was mayor, and I loved her saying she wanted Frisco to be seen as a destination city and not a pass-through city on the way to Dallas.
Fantastic.
And we've seen that, come to life.
Yes.
And the vision that the city has had, that the councils, that the mayors have had over the years, makes it a city that I'm proud to be a part of and that I want to continue to live in.
Wonderful. But your corporate career, let's talk about that
okay.
too.
All right. Well, part of, moving here was I worked at EDS, which is right down the road here. For 21 years.
Wow.
And I started there as a secretary, and I left as a corporate officer. Saw the company grow from 5,000 employees to 145,000 employees.
Goodness
and
gracious.
6 countries to over 60 countries. And so saw change and growth and globalization and technology, and it was a wonderful career experience. And left there in 99 and started my own business and focused on leadership and executive development, and have a particular emphasis in working with women, which, as you know, is a
Right.
part of the Power Self program.
Exactly. So Marsha Clark Associates has a year-long training program that goes from October through September, focused on women and executive coaching. And the
That's
program is called Power of Self.
Right.
So tell us about the start of that.
Yeah, so a couple of key factors.
Okay.
One is that I'd never worked for a woman. I still have never worked for a woman.
Wow.
Because when I was growing up, there weren't many of us
Exactly.
in those roles. So most of what I learned from men about leadership, and or by trial and error. I tried something, fell down, picked myself up, and kept going. And so we don't have to do that today. We have a lot more information, a lot more role models, a lot more research and information. And my goal was to help women become the best leaders that they could be, and hold on to themselves in the process.
Hold on to some femininity.
Yes,
Yes.
and that we didn't have to act like men, be like men, be clones of men, be judged by different standards that weren't a part of enabling us to bring the best parts of ourselves, the authentic parts of ourselves, to the table.
And so tell us about the next project that's coming up for you.
Well, I'm really happy about the next project is that we're going to write a book.
Yes.
We're going to, when I think about 18 years and 24 to 30 women in each of the programs, there's a limit to what we can do in relationship to our reach in being able to provide this information and this learning opportunity to more and more women. And we have taken it in-house, and so I've, taught variations of the Power Self program around the world. Women from 67 different countries have been in
Wow.
the programs that I've done, and we still don't have the reach that we want to have. The book is going to be something that I've thought about from the beginning. So 19, 20 years ago when we started all this, was wanting to write a book that could be used individually, so I could use it as a self-study, self-growth, self-learning tool. It can be used by women's resource groups inside organizations, mentoring circles, book clubs, even corporations could use it as a guide for in-house programs that they might want to do. And that reaches what you and I are going to work on together over the next year.
So I am so honored. Marsha has asked me to help her co-write this book, and I am beyond thrilled about this project. But if a woman is watching this and says, I want to attend the live program, how does that happen?
On my website, MarshaClarkAssociates.com, and there's a link to registration for the Power of Self program. You can also reach me at Marsha Clark Associates. I know that's a really long name, but it is what it is.
That's fine.
And we can send them information. We can set up a conversation so that they can learn more of the details. It is a 19-day commitment over about a 9-month period.
Right.
That includes 20 hours of individual coaching. We do a sponsors workshop so that you have the support that you need. And so we've got I think a really robust program that
Definitely. Robust is the word. It is amazing.
Yeah.
So, yes. So, Marcia, if someone can't maybe afford on their own to go through the program, tell us about what resources you have put in place to help a woman.
Yeah, so I've been widowed now for 12 and a half years, and when my husband, at the end of his life, taken way too soon and a shock to our family and all of us, I asked him what could we do, because I was already having people say, how can we honor Dale? And in his ever-loving, ever-supportive way, he said, I want to continue to help you support women and do the good work that you're doing in support of women. So we created the Dale Clark Memorial Fund, and we do a scholarship called the Dale Clark Memorial Fund for Advancing Women Leadership. And we've been doing scholarships for the last 10 years.
Wow.
And this is an application process, and we've got a website that's coming out on that, and so you can look up Dale Clark Scholarship Fund, and it will take you to the application phase, and you complete the application. We're looking for women who might be considered out of the norm or out of the ordinary, as you say, that couldn't afford it otherwise, and the thing that we ask in return is that they pay it forward, that they share what they learn, and that they make sure that they're supporting other women, young girls, however they choose, but there is a pay it forward component, and then they get involved in subsequent selection of scholarship recipients.
Well, if any of our viewers have a woman in mind, the Dale Clark Memorial Fund is a part of our Give for Frisco initiative. So navigate, when you're done watching this video, navigate over to that section on lifestylefrisco.com and contribute, and think about, a future woman that you want to empower by putting through this program. Marsha Clark, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Whoa. Clean.
She's amazing.